Good morning, everyone. It's the 27th of September. It's Friday morning. Mark's been reading through Matthew. Today he's going to be reading the 16th chapter of Matthew. And this is where the Pharisees and Sadducees came to Christ asking him for a sign from heaven. And Christ is telling them there's no sign going to be given them. He says, an adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. And anyway, Christ reminded the disciples of the miracles he'd done with the 7 loaves, feeding of the 4,000, and he wasn't talking about them forgetting bread when he said, "Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees." He was talking about what they were teaching, and again, this is when it was revealed to Simon Peter. When Christ says, "Whom say ye that I am?" Simon Peter said, "Blessed art thou." No, he says, "Thou art the Son of the living God." And Christ said, "Blessed art thou, flesh and blood has not revealed this, but my Father which is in heaven." And he said, "Thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." He's not talking about building the church on Peter. He's talking about the "Thou art Christ, the Son of the living God." That's what the church will be built on. The Roman Catholics have taken it out of context many years. And few verses later, he told Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan." So, I think that's pretty proof that he wouldn't build his church upon someone he called Satan. He says, "Whoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life shall find it." And he says, "What is the profit of man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul?" And so that's basically it. I'm going to turn this over to Mark and have him read this to you. It's very important that we interpret Scripture with Scripture. We don't take one Scripture and build a whole doctrine on it like the Roman Catholic Church has.
Matthew 16. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempted and desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, It will be fair weather, for the sky is red. In the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the sign of the times? A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. There shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. Jonas said he left them and departed. And when his disciples were come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. Then Jesus said to them, Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, It's because we have taken no bread. Which when Jesus perceived, he said to them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves? Because ye have brought no bread. Do you not yet understand, neither remember the 5 loaves, the 5,000, how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves, the 4,000, how many baskets ye took up? How is it that you don't understand that I spake unto you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then they understood that how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread and the doctrine of the Pharisees, the Sadducees. When Jesus came to the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, Why do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, Some say thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am? Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for Jesus and blood hath not revealed unto thee, my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee, thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. I will give unto the kings the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged his disciples that should tell no man that he was Jesus, called Christ. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto the disciples how they must go in Jerusalem, and suffer many things to the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. And Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from me, Lord, far from now, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said to Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. Whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he will gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? The Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his own works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death. They see the Son of Man and the Lord Christ coming in this kingdom.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Hope you'll have a good day today. Good afternoon, everyone. We're ready for the 17th chapter of Matthew. Mark's been reading through it today. Today's October the 2nd, 2024. I said this morning it was November. I had my wires crossed. Anyway, we're going to go through the 17th chapter of Matthew. Now, if you want a more exhaustive study on this, a number of years ago I did, I think back in 2006 or something like that, on Sermon Audio I did a whole message on the Transfiguration. If you want to look that up, you can listen to that sermon. Also, I would highly recommend that you go to Sovereign Grace Joplin Church, and Michael Smith did a great job on his message on the Transfiguration as well. But again, we know that Jesus took Peter, James, and John, and they went in this mountain, and there appeared unto them Moses, Elias, Elijah, Moses talking with Jesus, and Peter tried to take over and said, "Let us make 3 tabernacles." That didn't go over very good, because a loud voice came out saying, "This is my beloved Son, of whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him." My rendition of that is, "Shut up, Peter, and listen." And when they heard that, they fell on their faces. And Jesus told them not to be afraid. And then it says, when they lifted up their eyes, they saw no man save Jesus only, meaning that Jesus Christ is more important than Elijah and Moses. And then he predicted that Elijah would come before everything would be restored, but he said Elijah has already come, and they were referring to John the Baptist there. He was referring to John the Baptist there. And then they wanted a sign, and he said a faithless and perverse generation look for a sign. And anyway, he tells them that he's going to be betrayed into the hands of men, and that he would be killed and he would raise the third day. And then he also told Simon Peter to take money out of a fish's mouth and pay taxes. Okay. So I'll turn this over to Mark and have him read this to you this afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in Pineville today.
Matthew chapter 17. After 6 days, Jesus talked with Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth him up into a high mountain apart, transfigured before them. His face did shine as the sun. His raiment was white as the light. Behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. That answered Peter and saith unto Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, one for Moses, one for Elias. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud shadowed them. And behold, a voice came out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face and were sore afraid. Jesus came and touched them and said, Arise and be not afraid. When they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man, save Jesus only. And as they came down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, Tell the vision to no man until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead. Disciples asked him, saying, Why then say the scribes that Elias may first come? When Jesus answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not, but had done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. Then the disciples understood that he spake them of John the Baptist. They were coming to the multitude. There came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth in the fire, and oft times into the water. I brought him to his disciples, and they could not cure him. Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart, and said, Why could we not cast him out? And Jesus said unto him, Because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say, Remove this mountain hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be possible with you. Howbeit this kind goeth out not but by prayer and but fasting. And while they abode in Galilee, Jesus said unto them, The Son of Man shall be betrayed into the hands of sinners, and they shall kill him, and the third day he shall be raised again. They were exceedingly sorry. And when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, Doth not your master pay tribute? He saith, Yes. And when he was come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Their own children, or of strangers? Peter saith unto him, Of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, Then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest he should offend them, go thou to the sea, and cast a hook, and take up the sea that first cometh up. The fish, when they has opened his mouth, and thou shalt find a piece of money, that take and give unto them for me and thee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Hope you all have a good evening.